the San Juan Economic Development Corporation meeting to order. First item on the agenda is our roll call. Start with my right.
Ben Arjona, City Manager.
Rene Villarreal, Executive Director.
Cynthia Gutierrez, Secretary.
Lenny Sanchez, Vice President.
Arturo Guajardo, President.
Mayor Mario Garza, Assistant Secretary.
Pedro Contreras, Board Member.
And I believe the other members said they might be in late, so we'll look out for them.
And our attorney
And
just...
our city attorney, Mr. Zambrano, just got here as well. I mean, EDC attorney. My bad. Just walked in. Number 3 on the agenda is public comments. Has anyone signed up for public comments today? Nobody signed up? Okay, then we'll move on to our next item, which is our Executive Director's Administrative Report. Mr. Villarreal.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. We've got a lot going on at the EDC. We are now in the process of uploading. We completed uploading all our videos from November 16th, 2017 of our meetings to YouTube, which we'll be using as a host. And we will then be linking those meetings directly from our website. So that way all meetings from here on, from November 16th, 2017 and here on forward, will be available for viewing directly from our website. And that should be completed by the end of the week. The budget, we've completed a preliminary budget for the 2018-2019 fiscal year, and I'd like to have a budget workshop sometime next week so we can look at that, and you and everyone on the board can have a look at that and see where we're at. But that process needs to start taking place here pretty soon. I think some of the other departments have already begun that process, but we're still on, where everything's on schedule, we're on time. And it looks like a pretty good budget. So I'm looking forward to presenting that to you all.
Do you have, Mr. Vidal, do you have a specific day? Do you know more or less, or were you going to kind of ask the members of the
I was going to ask the
EDC?
members, so I was thinking around like Wednesday next week, perhaps. But I can, we'll definitely find out a good time that meets everybody's schedule for that. And but that's the tentative day that we're looking at. As far as new business, we're meeting with representatives from. We had I guess a successful or a very positive pre-development meeting with a medical entity, and we'll also have a meeting next week with another medical hospital type facility. So hopefully that will be positive. We were also having meetings with apartment developers, an electronics store owner, developers from other retail that we've had pre-development meetings, and we've had meetings with the city, and they're asking questions about drainage and the typical types of meetings that developers have. We're also utilizing our engineer to get us some cost estimates so we can have some figures as to which projects we want to take on for this next fiscal year, what makes sense from a financial standpoint. And with that being said, that's my report.
Have you had an opportunity to meet with the people from Denny's? Any follow-up?
Yes, sir. With that, it does look very positive. As far as we know, they're moving in direction to come to San Juan. It's not, I can't say that it's 100% at this time, but it's looking very positive. The city manager and I met with the Denny's representative, I think last week, and everything's positive. Everything's looking positive. I just really can't give any more specifics than that.
Any other questions for the director?
Yeah, I have a question in reference to, there's some 10 acres on South Nebraska and Moore Road. Do you have any information on that? Do you know if anybody's interested in business-wise? I know it's more of residential area, but that's a good piece of property there,
Oh, you're talking about right over the canal,
right over the canal.
on the left-hand side? South
I
Nebraska?
think it's agriculture right now.
Is that in
I
the
think-
city or
no.
is it county?
No, I think it's within the city.
It's in the
And
city.
the other,
limits.
on the other side of the street is the county,
Okay.
if I'm not mistaken, but we need to double check on that.
Northeast corner?
It's
Correct.
northeast corner, and the reason why I'm bringing it up is because we do have some, truck companies, freight companies in that south side. We've talked about commercial, industrial area in that area. That's a nice piece of land, and we might not want trucks and trailers in that area, but have you heard anything, Mr. Varela?
I have not. I'm still getting a gauge and building an inventory on the available properties. I haven't gone south. I'm more right now focused on the expressway, but I'll look into that one specifically.
There's a real estate sign on
There
there
is?
too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give them a call and we'll get the information and put it as in part of our.
I called the number, Mayor, and it's actually the owner.
Okay.
There's several children that the mother left the property to. So I told her I would be mentioning it to you. Maybe you can give her a call, Mr. Varela.
Absolutely. Now that's very welcomed leads that any of the board members or anyone from the community provides. Those are all very helpful.
She's interested in selling it right away. They don't want to hold on to it.
Okay. Thank you.
Questions, comments, concerns? If not, we'll move on to our consent agenda. It is there before you, in front of you. I don't know if any of you would like to delete any of those items or pull anything from there, or if not, I'll entertain a motion to approve our consent agenda.
Second.
I was just going to say, these are the amounts that were approved from last year, same amounts.
Got a motion?
Second.
And a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item is our regular agenda open session items. Number 1 on our agenda is discussion, consideration, and possible action, if any, to approve the San Juan EDC donation sponsorship request form.
Yes, last week we discussed this about having a form to kind of document and keep track of the sponsors, the organizations who are requesting donations or sponsorships. So I was tasked with putting together a donation/sponsorship request form, and we went ahead and put this together here in the office, and it pretty much outlines the mission of the EDC, and it doesn't exclude anyone, but it gives a kind of it paints a picture of what the EDC's focus is. And if there's any changes that anyone has, we can go back and modify it.
Mr. President, I have a question here. Is this something we've worked on before? I think, or did you just put this together, Mr. Villarreal?
After I put this together, I found out that there was a version made in the past. I didn't take anything from that one, I'll be honest. This was kind of an original. And so if there's something that from that old one, I can dig it up and include it on here.
Ms. Gutierrez, do you remember, was this the one you translated in Spanish?
No, and I spoke with him earlier this morning, and we don't feel that it needs to be translated because most of the organizations that we're going to get. The other one, because the businesses have owners that need Spanish versions, but this one, no, I hadn't seen. I only did the ones for the grants, for the small grants and the other ones. Those are the
Grants?
only ones. Right.
The mini grants, okay.
Clarify, the other one that we worked on was the mini grant application, not the for donation.
Yeah, this
Right.
is
This
just
is an
sponsorship.
original that he worked on.
Right.
Okay.
So we've got a mini grant, which has been approved by the board, a donation, application for assistance, which has been approved by the board, and this is a donation/sponsorship request form.
Okay.
And I believe last meeting, the board said that this would be in effect for next budget, beginning next fiscal year. Is that right?
Okay. No other questions, concerns, or comments? I'll entertain a motion to accept the form as submitted.
So move.
Got a motion by Commissioner Sanchez
Second.
and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item is discussion, consideration, possible action, if any, to approve the mini grant for Vital Nails.
Yes, this is a business. It's been around, and we have a picture of it on the third page of this summary of the application, and the owners are present here in our audience. So
Welcome.
these two ladies have been doing this business for combined over 15 years. I think they each have about 8 years of experience. And they have worked here at this salon, and now the owner removed herself out of the business, and they're in the process of taking it over. I did visit the business. It's very, very nice. There is they'd like the mini grant. They're requesting up to $1,000 mini grant for the purpose of marketing, promotional items.
This is the one right there on the corner, right, of Old 83 and...
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of...
No, this is just for Google. I didn't go out there and
Oh,
take it. This
okay.
is just for what Google has. But it's that middle one, the one that says Eternal Bliss. That'd be the one. And they'd like to use the money for window sign, window graphics, business cards, flyers, and some promotional flags to promote their business. I think it's a good project.
Can you step up to the podium and I have a couple questions. Yes, both. I mean, yeah. If you can't, I'm sorry to put you on the spot, ma'am. But if you can just state your name for the record.
Oh, my name is Rosalinda Martinez.
And what's your name, ma'am?
Maria Ramirez.
Maria? Okay. Well, first of all, thank you so much for coming to San Juan and having your business here. The question I have is, have you already looked for promotional different types of advertisement?
Looked around for like pricings and stuff?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you have some kind of code or what you're looking at? Like on paper or anything?
Presupuesto,
the-
un presupuesto sobre los gastos que se van a hacer para
M-
toda
Mr.
No.
Mr. Mayor, the way it has worked is that they'll go out and, I told them not to pursue that until after the board approval.
Okay.
And then the way it would work is they would go and seek quotes, and then we would pay the vendors directly, not directly to them. And so, so that's why they may be, that's why they haven't
Yeah,
looked
that-
too heavily into it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why I'm trying to clarify.
And they're both San Juan residents as well.
No, perfect. Okay. That's the only question I have.
I got one more question, not necessarily for them, but just, Mr. Villarreal, so you just explained that how this mini grant works is they're not receiving the money, we're paying for what they're seeking?
Yes, and it's through qualified vendors that, and not just, my cousin's going to do the flag, or it's through a vendor who can provide a W-9 and all that, so.
They're going to provide you this information, and once you get the quote, then you're
Then
going
we-
to check for other quotes, or you're going to go by the one they give you and that's it?
It's pretty much the one that they go to. It benefits them because if they get a cheaper price, they can get more out of it, so.
And the max is what, 1,000? Okay.
Yes, since they don't own the building,
Yeah.
that's 1,000. If they
I
did
got
own
you.
the building, it's 2.
The only thing I have questions on, can we actually provide a creative portfolio for that specific product that they're purchasing? So like we can have pictures along that with the showing that the actual product was actually delivered, and versus here's a quote and we pay it out. And I'd like to have the picture along with the portfolio so we can have this is where investment was, and what shows the evidence as far as the receipt also. Can we do that?
Absolutely.
Mr. Zambrano?
Sure.
Right.
We'll definitely create a packet for any mini grants that the board decides to pass, and I'll follow up. We'll have maybe a quarterly or see how they're doing. I'll go out and visit. It's also a good way for me to make business connections, be on the ground zero of the business community. Like I went into their business, I didn't know it was there, and it's really, really nice.
Do I have a motion to?
So
approve?
move.
Got a motion from the mayor
Second.
and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Good luck.
Thank
Good
you.
luck to you guys.
Thank you for inviting us.
Sorry for putting you.
Next item on the agenda is number 7, executive session. In accordance with Chapter 551 Texas Government Code, Vernon's annotated code, The San Juan Economic Development Corporation Board will meet in executive session to discuss the items listed in the public portion of this meeting in accordance with the following below. It is now
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, sir.
5:46, and we will go into executive session.